Welcome, welcome to the Dominus Tome, Tales of Bartle. Before we jump into this is a mini one-shot based around Diamond's character, Bartle. You can find Diamond and his socials at !Diamond. You can find mine at !Dal. Also, please make sure you go check out our friends Wicked Game, RPG, Dice and a Slice, Roll Initiative for Dan Kenobi, and some other heroes at !Friends. You can look for Forest of Law stuff at !FOL. It's also feeling weird. I'm doing these sections. We have people dedicated to these sections now in the main campaign, but I'm doing it myself. It's weird. A bit
I
flustered
was
for
about
that.
to say, you had me at a point where I was like, I could have done the ! Friends, but it's all good.
Just do it for the sake of quickness for this session,
Smooth run.
because
You did really well.
you can go whatever their name is. That'll work too. That's a command. I was joked about in the first breakaway, but it's it's a thing now. Um,
It's canon. That's how it works.
and I'll also do Flash's job too, because Flash is not in this one shot. If you guys want to see some lovely dice, dice to see whatever Flash is working on this week, as well as you can find the VODs for these one shots and the main campaign on YouTube, noon British something time. Yeah, what else? We also have a Discord, Discord. It's a place where you can talk to the community. You can run your own campaigns. I run a personal campaign in the Discord, as well as running the Forest of Law stuff inside the Discord as well. So much to say, so little time. But with that being
was
said,
impressive.
Diamond, how you going, man? Can you tell everybody where they can find you and do a little description about Bartle?
All right. My name is Diamond Blade. I am a variety streamer who hasn't streamed in a hot minute, but when I do, I'll get back there. You can do !Diamond to get some more information about me. Otherwise, to talk about Bartle. Bartle is a pet project of mine. We did a one shot, and basically a sorceress turtle who, looking wise, is a turquoise, a like dark turquoise skin with a dark purple and or with a darker type shell with kind of like these spinies. Has dark purple eyes that kind of glow with a golden like iris. They fairly tall, grumpy and happy all at the same time, and you'll get to find out more about them as we go further into some lore.
Yes, indeed. And that's the point of the Dominus Tomes, tales of whatever character they're based around. These are small, 1 hour ish, give or take, mini one shots to delve into a character that has previously been shown on the channel. You can find Bartle and their turtle superness in Ambient Flute, the cast intro one shot that aired a few months ago now, because time's weird. But with that being said, you will see Bartle again after Breakaway is finished in a triple shot that I'm planning for that group. With that being said, let's jump into the various locations that we'll be bouncing to and from today. The first location, you are on the continent of Tabula Rasa, a archipelago style continent with Grixlov, Iron Dawn, Quickthorn, and Sujibarwat as the main island states. We first find ourselves in the island state of Sujibarwat, named after the god Suji Barwat with the capital city of Barwat. Man's a bit pretentious, not gonna lie. He's also the same god who designed Talambuska. That's a fun fact.
Yeah,
But
they seem like a really nice person.
really, really smart dude. Loves his theatrics. But you find yourself in the middle of Suji Barwat at a place they call the Hydro Lake. Once before the disconnect, it was just a lake with two little offshoot rivers and a billabong attached to it. But over the years, many people tried to block them off and try to use the water, like the water source that is found at the bottom of Lake Hydra, to try and power turbines. Some say that there's a planar gate to the plane of water at the bottom of Lake Hydra. But whenever they try to block off these rivers, the rivers would just shoot around whatever they're blocking and make two more offshoots. And that's happened so many times now, it makes it look like a huge nerve network based around forest and plainlands. Bartle finds himself on the edge of Lake Hydra underneath a pop-up tent around a reasonably used campsite. It is currently raining outside, bit of fog. It's currently, let's go midday. It smells
Okay.
of fresh grass, a little bit of salt, because the lake is salt water. There is some various campsites around the lake itself. The campgrounds do have people in them, and the closest people to you are about 300 or 400 meters away.
Okay. I think generally speaking, to start off with, I think Bartle would look around, kind of take in the area, and want to take a small little dive into the lake, if it's okay.
Yep, that's absolutely fine. Give me a perception check.
Perception. I almost did save for no reason.
A perception save. What does that mean? Save your eyes.
Rolled me a 9.
You don't see too much because of the rainfall and a bit of the fog that is raining around the campsite. You are about 20 or 30 meters from water's edge, which is perfectly fine as the water doesn't really raise any higher than this, unless if there's something man-made inside the water source itself. But yeah, you can definitely go take a dive.
So I would, generally speaking, the looking around, I would assume my stuff is okay, and I would leave my things and kind of just take a small little dip and see if I can go in a little bit and see underneath the water if there's anything interesting to me.
Yeah. You dive into the water source. The water is like perfectly room temperature at 21.7 degrees, whatever it is. Yeah, that's a Pacific temperature, I know, but that's technically what room temperature is 21.7 degrees Celsius, just for all the people who use freedom units.
All the freedom units people are very confused right now.
Yeah, 21.7 country units. That's a me and Alyssa thing. Oh my gosh. But yes, you do dive into the water. It feels like nothing because room temperature water doesn't really particularly feel like anything, as it's not cold, it's not hot. You see a lot of seaweed and sea life and some like fish are just swimming under the water. It's incredibly clear.
just an open area. I think that would satisfy my curiosity of the lake, and I would come back out and um really try to see if there's anyone to talk to ask if there's any like interesting sights besides the lake out here.
All right. You look for anyone closer to you. In about you see about 50 meters from you, dancing out in the open, like their hands put to the ground and point to the ceiling. They're dancing in circles. It seems like they got like wearing these loose, baggy black pants. They appear to be blue in color. The person itself appears to be blue in color.
Oh, the person seems. I feel like I would be okay with that. Hello there. Name's Bartle. Would you happen to know of any nice sights around here besides the lake?
As you get closer to this person, you see that there's like these two dark scars underneath their chest, like top surgery scars. This is one of my favorite NPCs I've written for my home game, and I just brought them to this game because I can.
All right.
Hi, how's it going? Don't mind me, I just love the rain. And he's just dancing around you. Good. And he stops and just puts his he's got like literal like waves for a hair, and his skin is slightly transparent. You can slightly see through him.
Okay. Interesting.
And he's got like a smooth jawline, these piercing white eyes. His hair kind of flops over to one side and it's like a wave. Like the tip of the hair is like the crashing, like the foam of a crash of the wake.
Okay.
Good spots. That's a good question. And he points you like when it stops raining, you could try maybe. And he tilts his head up a bit. And he points in just the direction, like, over there's a pier which leads out. It's not touching the water as it will get destroyed, but it's floating on top of it. It gives you a bit clearer picture of like a reef. That's a nice little area, I reckon. Oh, by the way, my name's Higgs. Nice to meet you.
Ah, nice to meet you, Higgs.
Yeah, Higgs Stormblessed. Nice to meet you. Sorry, what was your name again? Sorry.
Oh, the name is Bartle.
Pleasure to meet you, Bartle.
I'm gonna butcher my own last name.
Oh, how revenge happens.
Yes, but I will do it. I will do it for you now. It's Bartle Vertusiant. I can't. My brain, my tongue, my won't. Oh my god. Vertusity. I can talk.
Nice. I'm Stormblessed. I'm not sure if you haven't heard of these guys before. It's a weird combination. I'm somewhere between a water genasi and a plasmoid.
That is a very interesting combination. So you must very much enjoy water as I see you kind of dancing around right now.
Oh, it's quite lovely. It's good. I really do enjoy the rain.
I'm quite a fan of the water myself. And you said there was this nice reef down here to go check out?
Yeah, I can show you if you would like. I'm I'm a local to the area. My family um runs the tourist attractions around here, so I can show you if you like.
That'd be a pleasure. I'm an adventurer myself, and I like to see the sights around the world. I've done quite a bit of traveling.
Now here's Dad about to put you on the spot. So, where are you originally from? I literally gave you a 5 second heads up.
I know it. You, uh, um,
Fun fact, guys, we haven't decided where Bartle's from yet.
no, but I'm gonna lore dump on you, and we're gonna have a little bit of fun. Be like, so the traveling islands. I'm sure if you heard of them, you may not have seen them. The one farthest north that follows the sunset.
Oh yeah, I heard they are rumored to be like dragon turtles underneath or something like that.
And then with a creepy sideways smile, just a big old face, and be like, that that would be family.
Oh, that's nice. Now we need to make that canon. Fuck. Nope, that's happened now.
It happens.
Well, all right. Assuming the rain's calming down. Is that your campsite over there? As you point to your campsite.
Yes, it is.
All right, I'm gonna go get some clothes, and I'll meet you back at your campsite in like 10 minutes.
Sounds wonderful. Looking forward to it.
As he dances off and swoops around and prances around as he makes his way back to his little shack. It's not a tent. You see, now that the fog's cleared and the rain's cleared a bit, you can actually see some like cabins a bit further down.
Okay. Sorry, give me 2 seconds. My brain was like trying to do this and listen at the same time. Ugh. Canon notes, you know.
Well, write those down because I'll be needing those for the um the breakaway world notes.
Yeah, I know. All right. So I would just go back over
Oh,
to
not
my
breakaway, just the
camp.
forest law Torminous notes in
Oh yeah,
general. Um,
yeah. I know what you meant. Yeah, I would head back over to my camp, kind of get my stuff together a little bit, and I would assume excitedly kind of wait for because Bartle is all about something new, like seeing new things and whatnot. So I just kind of be on. If a turtle could literally dance, or like kind of sway and whatnot, and you think they're dancing, that would be Bartle right now, just kind of antsily swinging back and forth.
yeah, yeah. So about 10 minutes later, comes over. You hear like a little knock, 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 because you have a tent, so it's nothing really to knock on, but he's knocking, just
Uh,
saying knock, knock, knock.
I would there be a big enough area to invite him in, or would I would step out?
Oh, it's a decent sized tent as you're a big turtle.
Fair. Okay. Yeah, I would like let them in and be like, "Come on in," and yeah.
As he like swoops his head in, he's wearing like this red, um, can only be described as like a red jacket with like these laces connecting buttons together with a white puffy undershirt. He's still wearing the same black pants, but now you see like a little dagger holster connected to his leg. Ah, nice setup you got here.
Thank you. It's my setup for traveling. I quite used to this.
Oh, nice, nice. All right, did you want to see that thing I want to show you?
Absolutely.
All right. Just follow me. As he waves his
After
hand,
you.
right? As he holds the curtain, the drape open for you.
Yeah. make my way out. I'd wait for him to come. I'd look kind of antsy and like I'd have a big smile on my face, like how Higgs was excited earlier dancing in the rain. I'm kind of like a big old turtle that's kind of ready to go.
Yeah, and if people want a Tales of Higgs, I can do that for you guys. Just gotta say, I'll do one. It's lore based around him. He's one of my favorite characters I've created. So as he walks you over to this dock, it appears to be floating like a meter off the water, like half a meter off the water line, so it doesn't actually touch Lake Hydra at all. Because you've noticed any man-made stuff that touches the water gets swallowed and then it spreads out the lake even more into more offshoots. It's a whole thing with this lake.
Interesting.
So it like starts way back off the shoreline and then slightly ramps up about half a meter, then goes over the top of the lake. There's some rope fences and some guardrails, a couple of seats, and right at the end there's this hole inside the deck itself, which it's like a glowing blue force field, where when it then that goes down into the water, there's steps which you can see in the force field, which leads down underwater. So this is a reasonably new thing, actually. Yeah, it's reasonably new. It's so people can have a look at the reef a bit closer, but no actual physical stuff is actually touching the water here. So it's really weird. Yeah, you're walking on a force magic, so it's a bit squishy. So just a heads up.
Interesting. So the lake doesn't seem to affect magic at all?
No, it's really weird.
That I definitely have to check into that someday.
Yeah, there's still studies getting done on the lake. It's really such a phenomenon. It could be something to do with the Plano Gate in there, in the lake. It could be doing something, maybe a giant water elemental. There's a lot of theories on why man-made mundane stuff doesn't work with the lake. As he steps down into the force tunnel, I guess.
I'd follow along and
as he holds his hand out for you.
yeah, I would follow along and start to kind of go down. I mean, I'm not completely foreign to magic of sources, so
Oh, yeah, that's cool. I know the dragon turtles. Most people who live there are like sorcerers or bards or wizards. Not many people there are mundane because of the way the islands work. So
that
I
that's fairly true. Yes.
I would assume that yourself have some form of magicalness to you.
Yes, and I've also traveled quite a bit, so magical means are not unknown to me. Thank you, though. And I'd kind of grab their hand and be like, "Let's go."
As he grabs your hand and pulls you along, he's super excited to show. Like, this is like the first time he's showed anybody this. This is such a brand new feature. So yeah, just follow me. Just follow me. And he grabs your hand and starts running a bit down.
Okay.
So you're
Yeah.
the first non-family member just to see this, and he brings you down, and then there's this bioluminescent coral reef, and it's like as you're walking through it, it gets down to the level of sand, and there's like these false signs like floating down there saying like this is what this type of plant is, this is what this type of plant is, this is what this one is. Like it goes like a giant loop and loops back on itself. Like an aquarium, I guess, but like built in the lake.
Okay. Interesting. Is there... Okay. I would be looking, not only one, be very interested in the reef itself, but I'd be looking for any like large stones or masses kind of outside of the circle, or maybe inside the circle that's not technically a part of the reef. Um, to see if there's anything that you can actually see from the location that I can
You
kind of
you notice that they strategically made the loop hit some large rocks which they've carved into some seats. Since anything man-made from the surface gets destroyed pretty much. But if they use the environment itself to be used as furnishings, that's okay.
Okay, then I would try to find a seat more on the opposite side and see if I can. Actually, I'll ask Higgs outright. Do you mind if I leave behind a calling card? It's something I do to a lot of locations I've traveled to. Um, would you mind?
Um, hmm. That's a good question. You know what? We don't get many of the nomad turtles down here. You know what? Yeah, he winks at you and go, oh, I'm not looking. Winks at you and turns around.
I'd immediately find like one of the further back chairs so it's not outright noticeable but kind of out of the way, and just leave the little smiley face, the turtle upside down mark. So it's upside down smiley face, 2 lines, and one little line out to the front, and it looks like a turtle, but if you flip it upside down, it's a smiley face.
Yeah. And the camera pulls out above you carving out into the stone, and it pulls out. The cloud covers as the camera moves. A month, 2 months, a year down the line, who knows? You're currently standing on this grayin grass soil, looking down over a huge expanse of a volcano. It smells highly of iron and copper soot. You're about 500 meters in the air. Like, no, 500 meters, that's too small. About 2Ks up a mountainside, looking down upon Iron Dawn, the volcano which holds Manui Mano. There's a city which is said to be built inside the volcano structure itself. The way in and out of this structured city, it's really weird. There's 5 major tiers. There's one at the top, and then there's one really, really far down, and then there's 3 separating the middle of it. Let me pull up notes for this for Iron Dawn. 1 second. You know, like you're looking down inside the volcano. The volcano, as you've heard, hasn't actually erupted in 160 years, which is an odd time frame because that's also when the disconnect happened. But you also heard that there's a huge fire, lava, earth elemental, mixture between a fire and an earth elemental living in this volcano who's gained such a following from the city itself to ascend to godhood. Iron Dawn, the volcano holds the god Manu Mono, the god of fire, forge, and war. How deep? Which level did you want to go to? There are 5 levels. You should know these. You wrote the lore for this place.
Yes. So, generally speaking, the coming into and general introduction is the top rim is well known and seen, but not well traveled. It's very heavily guarded and basically meant only for the people who live there. And Bartle, traveling the world, kind of knows these types of places pretty quickly, um, and kind of knows where you could be welcome, and makes their way to the third shelf, which is the market and sales and all the other stuff. It's where majority of the material would be going through. The second plate is where majority live. The fourth plate is more of work and your guilds, and the bottom would be the mines. So Bartle, kind of knowing the general setup here and kind of knowing the general sense of the type of, I guess, hierarchy that's well armed and well guarded places are not somewhere where you want to do something wrong. So he would make his way down to the general market area to see different things and kind of take in these sights. But even as is, the first floor, which you do kind of come into because it's a show of power, is just of beautiful ornate stones and precious metals and whatnot for walkways that seem almost completely unused.
Yeah. Like, these metal walkways, they seem polished to a mirror finish. That's how unused these are. But Bartle doesn't care. Bartle doesn't care about the mirror finish. Just walking down him and leaves scratches behind him. And you just see some some dwarfs in the distance just start crying.
If you didn't want visitors, should close your doors. They don't get many visitors.
They don't get many visitors.
And I seem to be a good reason why.
Yeah. So you noticed out of the 5 family houses on this level that really only 3 of the main houses, the main like head honcho houses here, have guards. 2 of the houses here seem to be abandoned for some reason here. And you notice that this, like, the mirror finish stops in front of their properties.
Oh. Interesting. I think looking at that, Bartle would... Yeah, Bartle would look around to see if he sees any guards within shot of, like, being near that area. If there's any guards within, like, any reasonable... Like, if they can see me, I can see them kind of situation, I'm walking away.
No. Those guards are on purposely not looking at those areas. Something about the law here has shunned these 2 houses so much that they have stopped whatever they're doing. Something has happened here. I, as Dal, know the reasons because I've done some law building off your law building, but you don't know. But you don't know.
I think from that point, knowing that I still want to go to the marketing area, I think at that point I would actually still look at as something that might be facing away, or some stone line that from the walkway coming, like walking out, you would be able to see and put one of the marks there, in a not not necessarily hidden position, but you're only going to see it from the other side if you're looking. So from inside their courtyard, I guess, would be.
Right. As you enter their courtyard, you find a nice pillar. Would be probably a good best, like facing the inwards, facing towards their manor. This is house. Sorry. So, yep, this is a house Magnema. They are a dragonborn house. But there is nothing saying that anyone has lived here.
Okay. All right.
So as you start
Then, yeah.
carving the turtle, your vision gets covered by smoke. What do you think you're doing?
I'm leaving my calling card, and for those of that adventure.
Fancy.
May I ask who you are?
Yes. Darkon. Magnema.
Well, Tarkon, did you say?
Yes.
It's a pleasure to meet you. I'm Bartle.
We don't
Virtuosity.
We don't get too many visitors anymore.
Do I see this person or just here?
Your vision starts to clear as you see a shape of a grey dragonborn, but it's like he's made out of smoke.
Huh. It's nice to meet you. I don't normally consider myself a visitor. I consider myself a traveler. I am everyone's friend. Or everyone's enemy. Not really sure on that one, but I travel.
This fair traveler. We don't see many people here. Since. And then he just keeps getting cut on the word since something happened. I'm not sure. Something.
Well, sure. I'm sure there's those that can help you. but my card is just for those who look where not many are looking. So, may it help you.
Then you chose a good place. My family has been gone for 50 years.
50 years? That seems some time for one of the main houses.
Questions it, no one questions it, no one questions it, no one questions it.
Then I must be no one.
Nice to meet you, no one. As you guys talk back and forth, the camera again pulls out, back, further and further, seeing Iron Dawn from above the volcano with a slight smoke leaning out. The time shifts again to something a bit more present. Bartle finds himself in Riptide. This is a day before you guys leave for Aquastein. Fen, Tamaki, and Finian have already gone to bed. Bartle's inside the tavern. It's like got some nets hanging from the ceiling, like a ship's steering wheel on the side, and some like there's a blue dragonborn. Behind the bar, there's a young blue going to a silver dragonborn, going around collecting drinks, making sure everyone's fed. You were at the Shivernet Tavern.
I think at this point, because this is after the situation, correct?
After the situation, what do you mean, sorry?
From Riptide, that this was after we did everything?
This is just before you guys go to Aquastein. Like the day before.
Oh, okay. So, in that traveling, I think at that point, I'd be sitting at the table and more in frustration, boredness. Instead of doing my normal mark, I would actually pull out my dagger and, just in traditional fashion of majority of taverns, kind of make on the general table right in front of me, just kind of carve in the little smiley face. But then I'd also kind of look around and see if there's anyone interesting to talk to before heading to bed.
As you're carving your mark in, like you carve your mark in with a dagger, which is a lot more jaggedy, a lot more ragged, a lot more rough compared to your previous marks. You hear from over your shoulder, what's that meant to be? As the blue silver dragonborn lady, she stands about 5 foot. Yes, what's that meant to be?
And I look them down and be like, "Oh, it's a traveling card. It's a calling card of mine to kind of point those traveling to look where people don't look."
Oh, that's cool. That symbol looks familiar to me. I've seen it around before.
Oh, have you? Have you traveled yourself?
Yeah, me and my father, we do some fishing sometimes from time to time. We do a bit of traveling. It's all one. It was weird. It was over in a stone, like a stone shower, over in Shuji Bartle. It was really weird.
Ah, yes, I remember that.
That was you?
They're all me. It's my calling card to help those who enjoy the travel.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I travel. Me and when me and my father, like this Dragonborn lady seems like she's 15, 16, just full of curiosity. Like her tail's like tapping against the ground. Um, this is a pre her actual backstory for me, at least. Um, all three characters I have shown so far are all PCs of mine. Um,
All good.
so yeah, that was you. That's so cool. She sits across you, and she's like her chin. It's like a couple inches above the table, and she's real small. She's such a small lady. Yeah. Wait, 1 second. Dad, do you mind if I take a break? Yeah, that's sure. It's fine. As a as as the blue dragonborn behind the bar replies back. Um, Nice to meet you. My name's hi Arya. Nice to meet you.
Aria, I'm Bartle. Nice to meet you.
Most people just call me Ari.
Ari? Oh, nice to meet you, Ari.
Nice to meet you. So yeah, was we were over in City Bartle delivering a fish load. We were over there and we were looking at you were at Lake Hydra, and they had a recent new thing open a couple of years back now, and yeah,
Yes.
this water genasi goop man thing. I don't know.
Oh, Higgs. Great fellow.
Yeah, it must have been him. He was explaining about the one of the travelers from how did they describe the Dragon Turtle Islands? Yeah, one of those fellas came down and marked the area as for a traveler. Described him as a big aqua turtle man thing. Is that you?
Literally, I just kind of stand up and show myself, and then do an awkward smile that kind of looks like the thing on the table now.
And she twists her head like upside down. Ah, I can see that.
Yes. Traveling is my passion, my life, and honestly, I leave my marks as calling cards to help those who are traveling. If you're finding those spots, that means you're traveling well. If you don't find those spots, more than likely, you've been where everyone else has been.
Oh, well, I'll keep my eye out then for future things. And what is your name? Sorry, can I get your name?
Bartle.
Nice to meet you, Bartle. She slams her hand down on top of the desk, fingers stretched out. Nice to meet you. Pleasure to meet you, Bartle.
Go for a handshake, and go. It's a pleasure to meet you as well, Ari.
And as you guys shake hands, the camera pulls out once again, and then it shifts a bit. You see a chromatic aberration as it shifts a bit, and you find yourself on the Medius in Talonbuska. This city will be familiar to you by now. It's a big, high fantasy city built on the hand of the dead god Talonbuska. The Medius is the middle class district. You've been previously here at the Midnight Aurora, and once again you find yourself at the Midnight Aurora, just leaving it and waiting for the train to arrive at the station. This train roller coaster situation. You're just waiting for the train to leave the city to go on whatever adventure awaits you next. you approach the side of the station deck, and a large bugbear wearing a black leather jacket and it's got some nice like goggles on his head, like this tube running down his arm, runs down, and stands next to you. Well, howdy there. Just waiting for the train.
Why, yes, I am. How are you?
I'm doing quite well, thank you very much. You been enjoying the services around here?
Just getting in, and uh, so far it's been okay.
That's alright. That's alright. My name's Penard. Nice to meet you.
Bernard, nice to meet you as well. I'm Bartle.
Do you want to roll me a history check, please?
E3. I press the button. I failed horribly. I rolled a 2 with a nat 1.
Well, even with a nat 1, this information should be known for you. Penard
Okay.
is Suji Bawat's apprentice. That's
How do
pretty
you spell
common
that?
knowledge. Penard, P-A-N-N-A-D.
Bernard. Okay. Uh,
And he's
okay.
like
Um.
standing next to you, like, yeah. Suji did go a bit over the top with Talonbasker. That's for sure.
Is definitely is a show of a city. Quite interesting.
Yeah, that's for sure. There was some recent upgrades done to the train service as a few weeks back now. Actually, a small little fluffy kobold was slipping and sliding around the inside. We had like these pullover harnesses. We had to replace them with straps just to make sure no one slip and slides everywhere. Yeah, we had to get pink hair out of everything. That description of a pink fluffy kobold makes you think of only one person.
I'm getting backwards lore right now. Okay.
Yep.
Be like,
You're getting lore from the one shot you weren't in.
exactly. I'd be like a pink little fur ball. You say, I may know this little fur ball that you speak
Yeah,
of.
he's his name's Finian. He's I was friends with his old master, his old mentor before he passed. I could tell you, Finian's a shithead. Such a chaotic ball of trains arriving at the station before he could stick in another insult.
I can understand your feelings and share quite a few of them with you. And I would kind of arm out and kind of point to the train coming in and offer to them to go in first.
All right, many thanks. As this like the pure glass locomotive arrives, followed by this like the glass floor of the train with the wooden panels on the walls, and the seats are also wood as well. You approach, like it approaches. Penard sits on the seat in front of you. You choose something in the middle. Now flashback to session 2 of Breakaway, where the group finds a particular sigil on the train. And flashing back to you. How do you want to go about implanting the sigil, which the new breakaway group will find in about a month's time?
So is this after this is during the trip ride, correct? Or the train ride?
Yes, during the train ride.
I would legitimately, I think, whoever... I'm imagining it's kind of like a row, correct? Of chairs
Yeah.
to kind of sit in. Is it 2 by each one, or is it just a single row?
It's 2 rows and like a center walkway.
Okay. Then sitting behind Panad, because I'm assuming they're in the front, I just sit one behind them. I would try to, one, put in the sigil while talking to him as well. Kind of just having a side conversation, like, so it doesn't seem weird that I'm touching the seat behind him.
Yep,
but
that's
this in
fair.
particular, I would feel a little frisky and want to do like a difference in colors. So the 2 lines would be purple lines. The the smiley face, or the rounded portion, will be like a blue, and then the head being a gold color, and just it looks a little different, but more or less kind of for the place that I'm currently at.
Okay. That's such a cool little thing. And as you do that, making small talk with Panard, the camera pulls out. Then, like, the sky spins and spins, gets faster and faster and faster, as we pull back in to seeing the misfit fish group of misplaced individuals. And we look at Yomin fingering the sigil. What does Yomin do? I got his name right this time too.
You did. Yomi would look at the sigil, and the moment I feel like he would be brought to really seeing not the turtle, but the smile, and would kind of stare at it as though he sees a face before some kind of jerking motion from the train pulls him out of whatever minute trance he might have gone into.
Yeah. With that being said, the camera pulls out to look over Talonbusker as a whole. And that's where we'll end the Tales of Bartle. Thank you, Darwin, for this intimate one-on-one experience, learning some lore about world.
Oh, there's so much more. I love it.
Yes. Once again, you can find Diamond at !Diamond. This session will be available for you next Wednesday at noon British something time on YouTube. And if we're affiliated by now, immediately for affiliates. Time's a bit wonky. I'm not sure right now if we're affiliated or not, but we've hit certain margins to be able to be affiliate. But by the time this airs, we may actually be affiliate, so I'm not sure. But if we are affiliate, you can watch it immediately after the broadcast ends. But if not, go wait till Wednesday, guys. With that being said, I hope the journey through the forest was pleasant, and please feel free to wade through our stories again at any time. Stay safe, and please remember to eat your turtle soup. See you next time.
Turtle soup.